What's up, everybody? My name is Level 7 Studio here with you guys with some Need for Speed Payback. Now, today, or tonight, or this morning, I guess you could say it's about 5 o'clock in the morning. Almost 5:30, actually. It's 5:15 in the morning. I know this is a really early or late night stream, but me and Jake, as you guys know him, I've done a few videos with him over the past couple days. Me and him were drifting in the crew too, just screwing around, and then decided to do some missions, drift missions, and I just wanted to talk a little bit about the comparison. I wanted to bring up a comparison between Need for Speed Payback's drifting and the Crew 2's drifting. Now, I cannot have them side by side, unfortunately, as this is a live stream and I do not edit my videos. Not yet, anyway. But I'm going to talk a little bit about my experiences both in Need for Speed Payback as well as the Crew 2 on drifting, and I'm going to be doing a little bit of drifting in the Crew, not the Crew 2, Payback as well. So we're going to go ahead and go in my garage and get in my drift car. I'm going to do it first in online, in an online session, and then I'm going to go to I'm going to go into story mode and do the best drift mission in story mode on Payback. But first, I want to mention something a little bit about the Crew 2 and its drifting. Number one is it's not realistic in any way whatsoever. And I know some people are gonna tell me hey, what about the pro settings? You can mess with the ABS, ESP, and so on and so forth, and the TSC. That doesn't really matter. That may be realistic as much, or as of late, but as far as the drifting goes, it is not very realistic. There's a lot of oversteer and not enough understeer. And what I mean by that is there is not enough understeer to counteract all the oversteer that is being produced by the rear wheel RX-7, what have you, whatever you use. You don't use front wheel drive to drift. I mean, you can, but it's very, very hard. So what I'm going to do now is go... Oh, wow, everybody's at the airport. What I'm going to do now is travel to this gas station. And we're going to do a little bit of a drift session. I'll go up the mountain and then down the mountain, and then I'll go into the single player and do it there. Now, drifting into Crew 2 is extremely difficult. How some people have set the world records, I have no idea. I don't follow that. I don't see how they do that. It's extremely difficult. And now, if we're going to talk about Need for Speed Payback, going to Need for Speed 2015, it rubber banded a lot as far as how you drift, and it was very, very annoying. You'd all of a sudden have a great drift going, and then all of a sudden your rear end would spaz out as well as your front end, and it would cause you to just randomly crash into the wall. It was like you lost all traction in your front. I didn't do so well. I didn't do so hot that time. And it's because there's shit ton of traffic. But that's, we're not going to discuss that. That was in 2015, 2016. So we're not going to talk about that. But in Payback, it's a lot smoother. It's not necessarily as realistic, but it's definitely a lot smoother, and it's more fun to drift in Payback rather than drifting into Crew 2. To me, I feel the Crew 2 should only be about one thing, and that's just racing. I don't want not drag racing. I don't want drifting in the Crew 2, and that's just my personal opinion. I know some of you may disagree, but maybe some people might just say maybe it's just because you're bad at drifting. You're probably right. I am bad at drifting, and at least in the Crew 2, and I'm not shining so much right now. but you also got to take into consideration, you know, how well was the drifting made for the Crew 2. You know, you can tell that they focused solely and mainly on the races, much rather than they did on the drifting. And if they had focused more on the drifting, they would have noticed that, okay, you know, it's pretty bad. You know, it's not all that great. You know, we need to fix this. But no, they didn't do that. They did not, and it didn't help their case with drifting. You know, when we saw drifting, we were like, oh my god, you know, hopefully it's a lot better. You know, maybe it's gonna be good this time. I can't speak for the Crew 1 because I never got the Wild Run DLC, so I don't know how well the drifting was in that game. But it's the little things that they did in the Crew 2 that made the drifting very horrible. It made it really, really bad. You know, it wasn't any, you know, there's so many things, and it's just, I don't know. It's a great game. Don't get me wrong. You know, I love the Crew 2. You know, it has a few errors here and there, you know, a few mishaps, but that's because it's a video game. You're not going to get a video game, you know, perfect to everybody's liking. But, you know, I know some people don't like Need for Speed, and they have every right to not like it. Compared to the Crew or Crew 2. But it's just, for me, I feel that the drifting is really bad. It's very broken. I wish it wasn't as broken, because if it wasn't as broken, if it was as smooth as it was for Need for Speed Payback and Critteron, you know, maybe I would like it. You know, maybe if they had taken a leaf out of Critteron's book and done something different with the drifting, like made it a lot smoother, made it easier, made the gear changes easier. If you drive in semi-auto or manual, or I forget what it's called in the Crew 2 already. You know, if they just made it much easier, you know, if they had a hot fix, you know, that would be awesome. That'd be amazing. I'd love it if they had a hot fix, because if they have a hot fix for the drifting, then I'll definitely try it out. You know, I love to drift. Drifting is, you know, I've never drifted in real life, but it's just something that has always caught my attention, and I love to do it. You know, it's just something about, you know, you can have finesse while drifting, and it's definitely something that catches a lot of people's eyes. You know, some people care for drifting, some people don't, and that's okay. But for me, I just feel like the drifting could definitely be a lot better. As for Need for Speed Payback, to me, it's not perfect. I'd say it's perfect, but then I'd be lying. It's not quite as perfect. It's definitely a lot better than 2015's drift mechanisms, but it's not necessarily like perfect. It feels like it's as if it's missing something, and I don't quite know what that is, but I know a lot of people who drift, and you know, drift in Need for Speed Payback might feel the same way about how they feel it is also missing that little something. Haven't quite put my finger on what it is, and I'm sure somebody probably has, but you know, again, that's based on via their opinion as well as mine right now. You know, as far as the driving goes and Need for Speed, it's a lot better than the Crews, in my opinion. And the reason I say that is because, well, for one, the Crew 2, each car almost sounds exactly the same. Each bike almost sounds exactly the same. The bike noises are actually a little bit different, but they sound almost the same. Okay then. but you know, even then, there's still not much you can do. um, and so in this drift mission, I'm gonna show you guys what it's like drifting on this mission. And I mean, look how smooth that is. It's perfect. It's, you know, it's well thought out. It's methodical. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. I cannot do that. That I know I can't do. It's just, like I said, it feels as if it's missing one thing. I do know, however, in Need for Speed Payback, you have your sweet spot, which is the gear that, you know, you can drift the best in. Mine is always 4th for the RX-7, with my RX-7 being maxed out. So it's, I mean, there's some spots where you screw up, and then there are others where it's just like absolutely perfect. But, I mean, what's up? It's Human PvP. What's going on, man? There's another thing I just noticed. In Need for Speed Payback, you can redline and, you know, still maintain momentum as well as speed as you normally would. But it seems as if in the Crew 2, when you redline, you lose your speed, you lose momentum. The car constantly wants to shake, it slows you down, and it screws you up really bad. And I am good, it's Human PvP. It just seems to me as if the drifting, like I said, the drifting in the Crew 2 is god awful. It's horrible. I cannot stand it. I hate it. There's just something about it that makes me seriously dislike it. You know, I cannot stand it. But when it comes to Need for Speed Payback, it's like, oh my god, you know, this is amazing. You know, it's still missing that one thing, but it's damn near perfect, you know? And that's something a lot of racing games don't have anymore. You know, with Midnight Club Los Angeles, you know, they had a great game. It was an amazing game, but it didn't have drifting, and I'm glad it didn't, because part of me, you know, with a game like that, you don't want drifting. A game like that is all about street racing, and that's what a lot of these game makers like Critteron and Ubisoft have failed to remember or failed to notice, is that street racing games shouldn't be all about, you know, these skills, what you can do, what you can't do. It should be about the way it used to be, like when I was a kid, you know, street racing, Need for Speed Carbon. I mean, come on. You know, Need for Speed Carbon, you know, what is it? Need for Speed Underground 2. I mean, even Most Wanted was pretty good. Most Wanted wasn't too bad, and Most Wanted didn't, I mean, I think it had drift vehicles, I think, but I'm not quite sure. I can't quite remember. It's just, it's those little things that make all the difference. And I wish sometimes game makers such as Ubisoft and Critteron would take notice of what, you know, what we actually want. You know, for Rockstar, we've been waiting for a new Midnight Club for almost a decade, if not longer. And they've refused to give it to us. And from what I read is because the game creators for Midnight Club left or quit. You know, they quit the project, and it ruined everything. Hold on, my phone keeps turning on and I don't know why. Not all Need for Speeds allow you to drift. You can drift. It's just, it's not as fine-tuned, per se. What's up, Skits? What's up? Damn, dude, my PS4 is getting loud. I have to turn it off soon. I know, I don't mean to get off topic, but I've had my brand new PS4 for a couple of months, and I think I've turned it off like 3 times. 3 or 4 times. It's been on the entire time. And it's getting loud. That also might mean I need to clean it out too. I don't want to make this too long of a video. I do want to mention I am going to be bringing Horizon Zero Dawn episodes. I'm going to make that into a series. Episode 1 is already uploaded. You guys can go check that out if you guys would like. I'm going to be bringing lots of Rainbow Six Siege content, because why not? As well as Ark Survival Evolved, and on Twitch I'm going to be bringing back Minecraft. I might also bring back Minecraft to my YouTube. I might. I want to, you know, see how things pan out with everything else as far as what content I'm going to be pushing out for the YouTube channel. Not shit, because just got up because Vamp had to go. Oh, okay. Appreciate it, PvP. I appreciate it, man. That makes my day, or makes my morning. But I'm going to be pushing out that content. I'm going to be pushing out content tonight or today. So you guys can check that out. I try to stream consistently. Sometimes I'll go days or weeks, sometimes months without streaming, and I don't want to keep doing that because that means I lose my fan base, and then that screws me over, and then it screws you guys over because I'm not pushing out new content for you guys to watch. So you guys are just seeing the same old shit. You're just seeing the same old fucking content, and I don't like that. I don't like doing that. So so I'm definitely going to be pushing out more content. I might go ahead and do a quick stream before I go lay down and get some sleep for Rainbow Six Siege. Right after this stream. Might be 20-30 minute stream at most. I'll probably play a couple of games. And then I'm going to be calling it a night. Going to go to bed. And then when I get up, I will probably do another stream. I'm going to see if I can do one on Ark Survival Evolved. I haven't really learned how to play that. So, when did I get into streaming? I got into streaming roughly when I was 12 to 13 years old. That's how long I've had my channel active. I've got over, I think, 200, 400 videos uploaded. When I first started, I was recording from a laptop. So it was pre-recorded, and then I'd, you know, save it, upload it, and then just leave it there. And then I got a PS4, and I found out that I could stream via the PS4, and that's what also helped boosted my channel. So that answers that. Oh yeah, by the way, about this car, if you guys have Need for Speed Payback, I don't know if it's for everybody, but I have seen this car. This car is actually for free. I don't know if you guys remember where this car is from, but this car is from Need for Speed Underground, and it's fast. It's you can't customize it. It doesn't let you, but you can add, you know, stuff to it as far as this is concerned. Um, so that's pretty cool. Um, Overall, it's a pretty dope car, not gonna lie. And you can see there it says underground. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and do a quick Six Siege live stream. So I'm gonna go ahead and switch over to that. If you guys want to stay tuned for that, you guys can. If you guys enjoyed the stream, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And if you guys want to see more, don't forget to hit that bell so you know when I'm streaming. My name is Level 7 Studio, and I will see you guys here shortly. Peace. And that's pretty cool, Skits. I'm going to go ahead and switch over, so I'll be right back.